Check, check. Happy Tuesday, Pointer fans, and welcome to the 2026 Van Buren Pointer Volleyball season. Tonight, the first home game for the Lady Pointers as the Bobcats from Berryville have made the trip south, about an hour and a half down this way. The JV team won in straight sets to get things going in the right way. First non-conference action of the season at home. Talked to Coach Adams just before this. Of course, the girls took to the road last night, went up to Rogers, and things didn't go their way. Got swept in straight sets, but Coach Adams did comment that the third set they battled very hard, fought back, just didn't come in quite ready. No cause for concern if you think back to last year, Coach Adams' first year on the job. The team got off to a rough start. They had a very front-loaded schedule. You may even recall in conference that the Pointers started 0-2 and then would rattle off 12 wins out of 14 games to finish at 12-4 in conference. Advanced to the state tournament where they played exceptional volleyball, making it to the state semifinals before finally losing to eventual state champion Marion, an absolute powerhouse. But to tell you what, great first year for Coach Whitney Adams. Had a team that was fun to watch. Aubrey McGee, all-time leader in almost everything, has moved on. She graduated. A.J. McDonald has graduated. Jada Perryman, a 2-year starter at Libero, graduated on to play college ball. So a lot of experience has moved on for the Lady Pointers. They've got some big names, though, that are ready to step in. Some names you'll recognize from last year, including Emberly Kimes, who will wear number 14. She's an outside hitter. Her and Aubrey were a wicked 1-2 punch last year, and Emberly will carry a large part of the load. Visiting with Coach before the girls started warming up here just moments ago, some of the players she's looking for big things from. Obviously, Carly Freeman, who was a defensive juggernaut last year. She's grown a little bit and has big expectations of her. Said her offensive game continues to develop, and Carly's going to be a headache for teams across the board. She bragged about Madeline Dunn, who's one of the setters. Madeline returning and led the team in a lot of statistics last year. Doing a good job being a vocal leader on the floor for the Pointers. And Coach said that's the biggest thing that they lost when they lost Jada Perryman and A.J. McDonald. Both of them very vocal leaders, helped to keep the team going when things got tough. And Madeline Dunn stepping up into that role very nicely. So we'll see who else steps up into those vital roles that are now gone. Carrie Ball continues to be the assistant here. She's been on staff at volleyball, I want to say, the better part of 2 decades. Coach Ball been faithful to this program. We'll see a lot of new faces starting this year, obviously with the graduation of a lot of seniors. Trying to look ahead to the schedule. Of course, with volleyball, conference starts pretty quick. Berryville here tonight. Lady Pointers will travel to Prairie Grove on the 31st, and then they're going to host Pottsville September 3rd. First conference matchup is coming up September 8th versus Greenwood. That should be a Tuesday night. We'll double check the calendar, but you want to clear it for that. Yeah, September 8th is a Tuesday, and that is the beginning of conference play for these Lady Pointers, who will look to repeat a very successful season from last year. Surefire sign that we're back in school. We have volleyball this week. We have football Friday night, the Battle of the Bone. Great community, great school district. Coach Cohn has helped create some of the best facilities and just some of the best programs in the state, a place where you can send your kids and be very proud of what's being done here in Van Buren. Kids get to play at really nice facilities and practice at really nice facilities. Those continue to improve year after year after year with the band room construction, choir got an upgrade. The track is currently closed for a massive reconstruct and update. And of course, here at Claire Bates Arena, it is beautiful as always. We have about 1 minute till the playing of the national anthem and the announcement of the of the starters. So we're going to take a quick break. We do want to thank the University of Arkansas Fort Smith. They're making this broadcast possible. They'll make the football broadcast possible and the basketball broadcast. So uafs.edu for your continuing education. Tell you what, a place that's come a long way from when I was young, and it was West Ark and a community college, and now you have a top-notch 4-year university right here in the River Valley. And the University of Arkansas Fort Smith, a proud sponsor of the Van Buren Pointers. So the officials have blown the whistle. Floor is being cleared. Here in just a moment, I'm going to turn this thing over to our PA announcer, Gus Simon. He'll handle the national anthem, moment of silence, pledge of allegiance, and the announcement of the starters for each team. We'll give you what we know about the Bobcats after all that. All right, looks like Gus is getting ready. I'm going to put the microphone up and let you hear him instead of me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome you to Claire Bates Arena for tonight's non-conference game, featuring the Berryville Lady Bobcats and your Van Buren Lady Pointers. At this time, we ask everyone to please rise and remove your hats for the Pledge of Allegiance. Following the pledge, we will observe a moment of silence.
I said it last year at most of the games that I got to broadcast, whether it be basketball or volleyball. One of the really impressive things here at Claire Bates is how the student section sings very loudly during the national anthem, and they appear to be continuing that tradition. Probably couldn't pick it up in the audio, but very, very well done by the Van Buren Pointer student section. All right, Gus Simon has announced the Bobcats. Lights are dimming. Coach Cone setting the stage to play the hot video. A big screen on the south end of the gymnasium, added a couple years ago. Hot video complete. Now it's time for your starters. For the Lady Pointers, I'll announce them as we go. Cameron Waters is a junior. She's a defensive specialist and maybe a libero on occasion. Doesn't look like she is tonight. Sophomore Carolyn Gardner. She's an opposite hitter, outside hitter. She's going to wear number 2. Isabella Peters. She's a senior defensive specialist, libero. She is the libero tonight. Carly Freeman, middle blocker, junior. Got another whole year of her. Good luck with that conference. Macy Goodwin is a sophomore defensive specialist. Saw her serving during the JV game, and she was very good. Number 7 is Quincy Johnson. She's a junior outside hitter. Number 10 is Annabeth Crabtree. She's a junior server, excuse me. And number 14, senior outside hitters, is Emberly Kimes. Madeline Dunn's a senior, as I mentioned earlier. She will handle a lot of the serving duties for this team and did so very well last year. Teams meet at the net, shake hands, wish each other well. Looks like we've got about 30 students up in the student section, probably 500 people in attendance tonight. Not bad for an opening non-conference matchup. Told you we'd talk a little bit about Berryville. Berryville had a tough year last year, 4-17 overall, and certainly going to be hungry to get better. And they're starting to get a lot of youngsters. I was looking at the starting lineup, a freshman and 2 sophomores to match 2 seniors and 2 juniors. Look for number 14, Paisley Hicks. She's a freshman. Oh, she must be a pretty special volleyball player. All right, the officials checking the players on the court, making sure everything lines up. Berryville will serve first, and they'll bring in number 31, Lexi Pittman, who is their libero. She's a senior. Now the officials checking the Van Buren side. I lied to you. Van Buren gets the first serve. Isabella Peters will start the action here at Claire Bates. We're ready for volleyball. The 2026 Van Buren Pointer volleyball season is officially underway. Good serve. Bobcats have no problem with it. They go for the kill, but kick it out of bounds. Van Buren gets their first point of the year at home. Peters, a right-handed server. She sends that one into the net. Berryville gets the point and the serve. And they're going to run Tinley Swafford, the sophomore who wears number 2. She's a right-handed server. Keeps her feet. Good hit. Good set. Good block by the Bobcats. Pointers have an opportunity again. Emberly Kimes from the back line. That was inbounds, and Emberly Kimes gets her first kill of the year. There will be many more of those to come. Carolyn Gardner checks in. She replaces Cameron Waters. And Madeline Dunn will serve for the first time in 2026. She takes a few steps, makes a big jump serve that clips the net on the way over. And Lady Pointer's got a defensive block. Guess who? Carly Freeman. And they're up 3-1. Good serve. Madeline Dunn just about ate her up. We'll call that I'm going to call that a kill. I'm not the official bookkeeper, but that serve put them so far behind that they couldn't keep it in bounds. So we're going to call that an ace. 4-1 Pointers. Madeline Dunn has a little bit of outside spin on that one, and it goes just to what would be the near side to you, out of bounds. On my right. Now serving for the Bearcats, the sophomore Michaela Killingsworth. She wears number 12. Big. And she's serving. A lot of air on that ball all the way to the back line. Good set. That one might have been going out of bounds, but Isabella Peters handled it just in case. Amberly Kimes gets the credit for the kill. I thought that was out, and I'm glad I was wrong. Great serve. That is a no-doubter. Macy Goodwin with her first ace of the season. Gives the ball a few bounces, throws it up, a little bit of a jump serve. Good set for the Bobcats, but not handled cleanly. Lands on their side, and the Pointers have an 8-2 lead. First set. Another good serve all the way to the back line. That was not easily handled, but the Bobcats do get it over. Pointers played good defense to get an offensive opportunity. The Bobcats got the dig, but they can't get the ball back over. Coach Adams giving a little bit of guidance to Carly Freeman. Said she had a very good club season. Had a foot cross the line for the Bobcats, so 10-2, the Pointers on quite a little run here. Lots of air under that ball. Here comes a good attack for the Bobcats, good opportunity to attack, and they do, but the Lady Pointers are able to get it back over, keep it alive. Lady Pointer should have something here. They're going to attack from the opposite side. That was Caroline Gardner. Well defended by the Bobcats. Coming back this way, here comes Emberly Kimes. She's going for the kill, just softly puts that ball over. Well defended by Berryville. Great action at the net right now. Carly Freeman with the tip. And this volley just keeps going and going and going. And finally, the Pointers will get one. Madeline Dunn positioned that ball beautifully. And Berryville wants a timeout, trailing 11-2 here in the first set. So as tough as things started last night at Rogers, as well as they're going tonight. Lady Pointers are here, they're focused. Good to be back at Clare Bates. I'll tell you this, it's really, really hot outside. And it is really cool in here. The air conditioners in this building are a 10 out of 10. It is outright cold in here, which is good because, you know, for the young ladies who are working, they're probably not cold, but those of us who are old and have thin blood, we're a little bit cold. Timeout's over. Macy Goodwin continues to serve. This one's from the middle and a little bit long, so good timeout by the Bobcats there. Goodwin comes out a little overjuiced. Side out to Berryville. And Lakin Talley, number 6, a senior. She'll serve. She takes a little run at that. Good hit, good set. That was trouble. Boy, the Pointers got away with one there. That we'll take luck when we get it. Isabella Peters did a really good job digging that attack, and her dig just went a little over the net, but Berryville hit it right back into it, and the Lady Pointers are back in action. Now Carly Freeman back to serve. She serves from the left side, cross court. Quite a sideways spin on her ball. And the Bobcats can't get that one back over. Had a chance at an attack, but it went into the net. Carly Freeman put a lot more juice into that serve. And I think that's going to be a double hit. Yeah. So Emberly Collins there, caught being sneaky. She was trying to position that ball, and just a little too much touching. Emma Parks comes in. She's a senior. She wears number 11. Set up the opposite hitter, and that one sails a little bit. The Bobcats have reeled off a couple points now, 13-5. Emma Kendall Gontze, forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, back to serve for the Bobcats. Really great hustle by Berryville to keep that one alive. Perfect. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Caroline Gardner got a little piece of that one, and it just tipped right to where nobody was. She'll get credit for the kill. In for the Lady Pointers, number 1, Cameron Waters, replacing Caroline Gardner. Also number 10, Annabeth Crabtree. Got a service error, going to send it back to Berryville, 14-6, Van Buren. Front line right now is Emma Parks, Annabeth Crabtree, and Emberly Kimes. Serving is freshman Paisley Hicks. Comes Emberly Kimes. Is that in or out? That was in. That's a kill for Emberly. Checking back in for the Pointers, number 7, Quincy Johnson. She'll spell Macy Goodwin. And Emberly Kimes will serve for the first time tonight. Big expectations on this young lady this year. She keeps her feet when she serves. No jump serve for her. Berryville gets it back across. Van Buren with an opportunity to attack, and they do so just like that. Emma Parks gets her first kill of the night. Beautiful work by the Pointer offense. Blocked at the net. That's Emma Parks. Great defensive play, and the Pointers are in business. Emma skied and sent that one back over, and Berryville could not get it. Kimberly Kimes serves flat-footed. However, this ball has some serious velocity to it. And that one into the net. First service error of the night for her. Checking in for Berryville. Number 6, Lakin Talley. Serving for Berryville is number 8, Jenna Struff. She's a junior. Two-handed bounce, little spin, jumping serve that might have been heading out, but wisely played just in case. That one's down the line. Was it in? That is in. And I couldn't tell who got the kill there, but that was a well-placed ball. Carly Freeman came back in. Now into serve. Isabella Peters, your libero. Serves from the far side. She's a jump spinner. Not a whole lot of spin on the ball, but a ton of juice. And Berryville just doing everything they can to get it back over, and they can't. That ball ate them up. That's an ace. Isabella Peters figures to play a key role this year for the Lady Pointers. Again, my goodness, you all, I wish you could see on the broadcast how much velocity Isabella Peters gets on these serves. 20-7 here in the first set. That is just almost unplayable. I don't know. When she places it like that, the far line from the camera, there's almost nothing you can do with that ball. That ball's got a little bit of loft to it, and Berryville takes advantage, gets an offensive opportunity, and they've got a kill. Looks like Lake and Tally got the good set and paid it off. So side out to the Bobcats, 21-8 Van Buren. And Tinley Swafford back to serve. Very calmly walks forward. Feet don't leave the ground when she serves. Emberly Kahn, no, it wasn't Emberly Kahn, Carly Freeman went up for the kill, and well defended by the Bobcats. Number 12 and number 7, Bella Sayer and Michaela Killingsworth were in on that block. Cameron Waters with the hit. And Carly Freeman beautifully places that ball. She'll get credit for a kill. Caroline Gardner checks back in. Madeline Dunn checks in to serve. 22-9. Madeline puts it back center. Berryville handles that serve. Van Buren's going to have to get it over here. Live to defend and get hopefully an offensive opportunity, which is exactly what they'll do. Alexis Johnson! Quincy Johnson gets the kill. Madeline Dunn with the 23-9 lead, serving here in set number 1. Puts that one right smack in the middle of the court. Berryville is able to handle it and go for a hit, and the Pointers are ready to defend it. Emberly Kahn skies from the back line. Berryville does a great job keeping that ball alive. Once again, setting up Kahn from the back line, and that one falls a little short. Berryville will get the serve back. That's a tough serve right there. Lexi Pittman. Carly Freeman puts that ball over, but you can definitely see why Lexi Freeman is the libero for this Berryville Bobcat team. That serve's going to be hard for players to handle all year long. But it was Carly Freeman who will get credit with the kill and gives Van Buren game point. Macy Goodwin with the opportunity at serve. She'll get the hit. A good set, but Carly Freeman comes up just a hair short getting that one over. Serve will go back to the Bobcats, 24-11. It's a good serve. Boy, that just about ate Isabella Peters up, but she managed to keep it alive. However, Lady Pointers weren't really able to get in sync because of the quality of that serve. That's Lake and Tally keeping her team alive in this first set. Another good serve. She's making Isabella work hard. This one's going to be a play at the net, and 2 Pointers were ready for it. Peters is all over the place. Here comes Emberly Kynes. Good dig by the Bobcats. And that should be the first set complete. 25-12 Van Buren in the first set. 3-minute timeout. We're going to take it with them. Brought to you by UAFS. I'm Jay Baker. This is Pointer Media, and this is Van Buren Pointer Volleyball. 30 seconds till we begin the second set. The Pointers off to a hot start, a totally dominant first set, end up 25-12. What a start last year. You think about Coach Adams coming in, her rookie season as a head coach of a high school program. And to get off to a difficult start with a really difficult schedule, and then for that season to play out the way it did, make it to the state semifinals, the first round and second round, both grueling 5-set matches, and that team showed some real grit. And I remember early in the year when the team was down a little bit, 0-2 in conference, Coach Adams just didn't blink. She believed in the young ladies, and her attitude reflected in that team, and just a bright future for Pointer volleyball. As we set out for the second set, Tinley Swafford has the duties for Berryville. And that's a good hit for the Pointers. Good set, good spike, and oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. The Bobcats managed to keep it alive, and then a little miscommunication on the Pointer sideline. The Bobcats strike first in set number 2. Sophomore, number 2, Tinley Swafford. She's very tall. Boy, she's a good server, too. Busy action at the net. A lot of scrambling right now. Neither team able to set up much of an offense yet on this volley. Here comes an opportunity for the Bobcats. Not much juice behind that one. Set up the back line for Emberly Kimes, and she'll get the kill. I wish I could have seen who made the set. It was beautiful. Kimes has at least her 4th kill of the night. Emma Parks back to serve. We're all knotted up at 1. That ball also is cruising. The Bobcats handled it. They had a chance, but that was blocked at the net. Carly Freeman. Nice little touch shot there for Annabeth Crabtree. We'll give her credit for a kill. That is a tough serve. That was a beautiful ace. Emma Parks. That one had a little bit of movement to it, and it was headed towards the out-of-bounds line, but stayed in. And great effort by Jenna Stroff for Berryville, but couldn't keep it alive. Another good serve right in the middle. Berryville did a good job getting that one up. Emberly Kimes went up with some juice, but that one sails out of bounds. 3-2 Van Buren. And Isabella Peters will check back in. Libero back to serve for Berryville, Lexi Pittman. Good hit, good set, good kill. That's how you draw it up right there. Carly Freeman gets another kill. Well done by the Lady Pointers there. Caroline Gardner checks in. Madeline Dunn checks in. Madeline Dunn will serve. Attacks the back center. No problem for the Bobcats, except when they went for the kill. Too much juice on it. That one's out of bounds. Point Van Buren, 5-2. Madeline Dunn, one of few returning starters from last year's team. And she almost had an ace, and she's going to get it from a double touch. So if I'm scoring, I'm calling that an ace. Madeline Dunn attacks opposite court with that serve. Bobcats are able to handle it. Peters with the hit, setting up Kimes, beautiful. Actually, I take that back, I'm sorry, it was Carly Freeman. He's got at least 4 kills now. Madeline Dunn is on a bit of a run, 7-2 Van Buren. It's going to be an error at the net for the Bobcats. 8-2 Van Buren. It all started with a really good serve from Madeline Dunn that the libero handled, but it wasn't easy. Ball's got some sideways spin. It's one back corner, back to the other back corner, and they weren't able to get a good offense going. Pointers are sitting pretty, but well defended by the Bobcats. Great save. Can they get it over? Great effort. Great hustle. The Bobcats got the better of that volley. Trail this one 8-3. Lakin Talley back to serve. Last time she was up, you may recall, she really gave our back line some fits. Back set, blocked at the net by Carly Freeman. Here comes an offensive attack for Carly Freeman. Well dug by the Bobcats. They'll attack from the back line. That one will go out of bounds. 9 3-pointers, and that'll bring in Macy Goodwin. She'll go straight back to serve. She replaces Quincy Johnson, the junior outside hitter. Lots of air under that serve. Bobcats setting up their offense. Centers handle it. Here comes Emberly Kimes, and she has another kill. Great play by the Pointers there from beginning to end. 10-3. Serve drifted. That almost looked like a knuckleball, and I think it kind of tricked the back line for the Berryville defense. That ball's in. Carly Freeman just did some kind of voodoo with that ball and kept it in bounds. From the middle of the net, attacking the right side. 11, serving 3. That's back set for the Bobcats. That was really well done. I can't tell whether that was 2 or 7. Either Tinley Swafford or Bella Sayer just made a beautiful back set to set up that point. And it's 11-4. Kendall Gonce serving. That ball had some juice, and the Pointers were not able to handle it. They just had to get it over the net. Here comes an offensive attack. Carly Freeman hits it into the top of the net, bounces back on the Pointer side. 11-5. Junior, she's got some speed on these serves. She takes a couple steps, keeps the ball high. That one sailed on her. Service error makes it 12-5 and brings back Emma Parks, who will give Carly Freeman a breather. Isabella Peters back to serve. Outstanding serve. Really good job keeping that ball alive by Berryville's libero. Really good job on the Pointer side keeping the ball alive. Action-packed volley, block at the net. Berryville gets it back over, action at the net again, and Berryville ends up on the better side of that volley. And just, you got to tip your hat to both teams right there, both of them with players on the floor diving for the ball. Paisley Hicks, the freshman, back to serve. Comes up a little bit short. Pointers get served back, and they'll bring in Annabeth Crabtree. She wears number 10, and Cameron Waters, who wears number 1. Cameron Waters will serve. She's got a little jump and serve that goes cross court. Offensive attack opportunity for the Bearcats, and it is, I believe they said out of bounds. I couldn't tell. Yeah, they did say out of bounds. 14-6 Van Buren. Opportunity to attack for Berryville, and they do just that. Van Buren manages to keep it alive. This is a scramble. Good action at the net. Here comes Emberly Kimes trying to put it into it, but good defense by Berryville. That one goes the way of the Pointers. There was a matchup between Emberly Kimes and Tinley Swafford at the net, and Kimes got the better of it. Quincy Johnson will check in. She'll replace Macy Goodwin. 15-6 Van Buren. Good serve. Bobcats can only keep it alive. Van Buren got lucky there. Van Buren had a chance to set up an offense. Didn't quite do it. However, the ball fell their way. And they get the point, 16-6. You'll take the points any way you can get them, right? Another tough serve. That is an ace. Cameron Waters' serve is deceptive. It doesn't have a ton of velocity, but it's got a little bit of movement, and you can see the back line of the Bobcats are having a tough time getting a read on it. And there's that broadcaster voodoo right there. I start to brag on it and get a service there, no problem. 17-7 Van Buren. I'm aware that your screen says 167-7, but I can assure you that was not the score. Good hit, good set. There's a shot, but well defended. And a kill for the libero for the Bobcats. And they'll get the serve back, trailing 17-8 in set number 2, down 1-0. That brings Jenna Struff to serve. My apologies to the Bobcat fans if I'm mispronouncing that name. Here comes Emberly Kimes with a big-time kill. Good ball movement by the Pointers. Emberly Kimes gets another kill. We'll say that a lot this year. With Aubrey McGee graduating, Emberly will become your number one attacker, and it looks like her and Carly Freeman are going to carry that load. Quincy Johnson tried a touch shot that the Bobcats were ready for. Both teams just playing sound right now. Good block at the net by the Bobcats. Good hustle by the Pointers to keep it alive. Emberly Kimes drops it in the middle of the Bobcat defense. 19-8. She found the hole. Got the ball there. Well done. Kimes is serving. She gets an ace out of it. That one had a little bit of sideways juju on it. I've got that as her first ace of the night. I would say this, though. Don't trust my bookkeeping. Berryville gets the serve back. They bring in number 7, Bella Sayer. And back to serve is number 2, Tinley Swafford. She goes across court, handled easily by the Pointers. They're getting a chance at offense and just sail that one a little bit. Emma Parks attacked it and just sent it a little out of bounds. 20-10. Once again, Cameron Waters handling that serve with no problem, and the Pointers get the side out 21-10. Cameron doesn't look at all stressed when that ball's coming at her. Just adjusts her body and makes a nice hit. Emma Parks will serve now. She's got a big jumping serve. That one sails on her. Emma will get a breather, and Isabella Peters will check in. That ball's out of bounds. That was Lexi Pittman. 22-11 Van Buren. That brings back Madeline Dunn and Caroline Gardner. Madeline Dunn has eyes on finishing this set out with 3 serves in a row. Well-placed ball. I tell you what, Bella Sayer saw the hole in the Pointer defense, got it set, and instead of just crushing it, she just softly pushed that ball right where it needed to be. Lakin Talley back to serve. Well, that one barely clears the net, but well handled by Quincy Johnson. And she gets paid off. She gets the set right back to her and gets the kill. 23-12 Van Buren. Macy Goodwin, the sophomore, back to serve. Got action at the net. That one was tipped by the Pointers. I thought it was tipped by the Pointers. I was wrong. And the Pointers have set point again. 24-12. Berryville set up the attack, but well handled by the Van Buren defense. That's it. That's set number 2, 25-12 again. Van Buren will look for a sweep to match the sweep from last night. Take set 1, 25-12, set 2, 25-12, and we'll look to finish this thing off in set number 3. We'll come back with that in just a couple minutes. Thanks again to the University of Arkansas Fort Smith for making this broadcast possible, the football broadcast, and also our basketball broadcast all year. UAFS.edu. We are back. The student section giving Carly Freeman a rousing ovation. Much to her chagrin, she kind of hit her face and blushed a little there. So the Pointers will start this third set with the serve, and Isabella Peters, the senior defensive specialist and libero, will have the action. She's been very good tonight. That was a really good shot by Lakin Talley of the Bobcats, and they have a 1-0 lead in set number 3. Speaking of libero, I got to speak to Coach Perryman a little bit before this match. Asked her about Jada. She's out at Williams Baptist, of course, playing volleyball down there. And said doing real well, adjusting. We hope all the best for Jada. She was a big time contributor to the success of this program. Berryville gets up 2-0 here. Sophomore Tenley Swafford serving. Kimes with the hit. And how about that little trickery? Annabeth Crabtree will get the kill. Well done. Madeline Dunn set up the serve. Caroline Gardner comes in. She'll be your hitter. Back set. That one was an attack on Emberly Kimes' face. She kept it alive and prevented her nose from being broken, but Berryville ends up with the point and have a 3-1 lead. Michaela Killingsworth with the serve. No problem for Peters. Good hit, good set. And how about that? Quincy Johnson has another kill. Good volleyball by the Pointers there. Bring in Macy Goodwin to handle the serving action now. She'll attack that back line with a big floater. And yeah, on that first hit it drifted, and so the Bobcats were in recovery mode and they attempted to kill but put it out of bounds. 3-2, Berryville. Attack opportunity, good block at the net by Carly Freeman. Caroline Gardner's got a kill. How about that? She's doing a little thumping like Chumbawamba used to do. Well done, Caroline. Kimberly Kimes on the attack. Cross court, well played by Berryville. It's going to be a play at the net. Another block for Carly Freeman, and they're going to say 4 hits for Berryville, and Van Buren gets the point. 5-3. Good series of serves for Macy Goodwin. And that's another good serve that they are not going to be able to set up much of an offense with. And matter of fact, they cannot. Couldn't set up the hit. Couldn't set up the attack shot, so it ends up in the net. 6-2, Van Buren. Goodwin's only a sophomore. This is very promising for the Pointers. That young lady can serve the ball very well, and she just continues to cause problems. 7-2, Van Buren. I missed a point. I'm sorry. I missed a point somewhere. 7-3. Peters gave Kimes an opportunity to attack, but that one drifted a little bit. 7-4. Lake and Talley will be back to serve. Peters with the hit. Kimberly Kimes with the kill. Carly Freeman will be back to serve. Emma Parks checks back in the game. She and Kimes and Caroline Gardner make up the front row. Madeline Dunn, Macy Goodwin, and Carly Freeman on the back line. Good save, but that one's going to bounce the way of the Bobcats. Good attack for Berryville, and they cut into the lead, 8-4. Pointers will bring Isabella Peters back in the match. Natalie Anderson would serve for Berryville. A little close to the net on that, but it's kept alive. Good block at the net. Pointers is scrambling to set up Kimberly Kimes, who attacks the near line, and they're going to say that was out. Okay. Wow. Side judge has a much better view of that than I did. 8-6, and that's going to be a service error. 9-6. Cameron Waters comes in. She wears number 1. Annabeth Crabtree comes in. She wears number 10. Cameron Waters saw some pretty decent playtime last year. Ball's going to sail, and the Pointers will take a 10-6 lead. Cameron was primarily on the JV team last year, but she official stopped action here. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I think they weren't ready for that serve, maybe. Anyways, as I was saying, Cameron Waters played a ton on the JV, so she doesn't come in here inexperienced. Coach Adams is going to rely on her a lot this year. Good block at the net. Emma Parks was there on that one, and the Pointers will come out with the point here. 11-6. Great defense. Emma Parks and Emberly Kimes created a wall there that Pointers are sitting pretty here. Emberly Kimes will get set, chance to get a kill, and well defended by the Bobcats. Great dig by Isabella Peters. And how about that for Emma Parks? She's got a kill. She's got 2 at least. Pointers up 12-6 in set number 3, leading 2-0. Good touch shot for Berryville. Good scramble by the Pointers to keep it alive, but they end up hitting it out of bounds. Again, after tonight, the next time you can watch the Pointers at home will be September 3rd against Pottsville. Peters had trouble with that one. That was a really good serve that got Isabella Peters way too low, and she was unable to handle it. Sending it over to the Bobcat sideline, and they pay it off with a kill, 12-8. Lexi Pittman, the libero, back to serve. She goes cross court, no problem for Cameron Waters. A little miscommunication there, and that one lands kind of untouched on the Pointer side, isn't it? 12-10. Berryville showing a lot of good fight. Here comes an offensive attack for Emberly Kimes. She tries a touch shot rather than all the power. They're going to have a chance here too. Back set. Well done, my goodness. I believe that was Emma Parks. Emma was either on the kill or the set. Her and Annabeth Crabtree were involved in that one. Emberly Kimes will serve with a 3-point lead, 13-10. Quincy Johnson checked back in. Oh, a good attack there. Good shot by Michaela Killingsworth. She'll get a kill on that one, 13-11, Van Buren. And Berryville gets the serve back. Jenna Struff. Stroh or Struff, one or the other. Emberly Kimes handles the serve. Emma Parks has a chance at a kill, but really good defense by Berryville. Here comes another offensive opportunity. That one's right in the middle, and Emma Parks has another kill. She's catching fire in this third set. Carly Freeman checks back in, replacing Emma Parks. Isabella Peters back to serve. And that one, 8. The libero up, but the Bobcats do a good job to keep it alive and get it across the net. No chance at offense for them, and the Pointers set theirs up, and Quincy Johnson pays it off with a beautiful touch shot over the hands of 2 Bobcat defenders. Bobcats have a chance here. He took a shot, but it was dug. Quincy Johnson took a shot, but that was also dug. Each team setting their offense up, each team playing sound defense. Beautiful touch shot by Carly Freeman. (16-11) Van Buren, and Berryville will use a timeout. That's a good time to talk about Friday night. Football opens Friday night at Alma. Battle of the Bone. Of course, the last several have gone the way of the Pointers. Looks to be a really good matchup. Watched film of Alma in their scrimmage against Southside, and can't say anything but good things about that team. They look significantly improved from a team that ended well last year. And but the Pointers are returning. They're returning a lot of talent. How about having a third-year starter at quarterback and a fourth-year starter at center? And I mean, I could go on and on. Defense is looking good. I just can't wait. Can't wait for the Battle of the Bone Friday night at Alma. We'll be live here on Pointer Media with that. Isabella Peters with a nice serve. That's an ace that got the libero's feet tripped up a little bit. 17-11. Pointers setting something up. They got an attack in the middle, and that's Carly Freeman with another kill. That was a really good set over there. I believe that was Annabeth Crabtree with the set. Get a little trickeration. Isabella Peters going to serve from the right side now. And that one sails on there a little. 18-12, Van Buren again leading 2-0. Tinley Swafford comes in to serve for the Bobcats. Kimberly Kimes has to reach to get that one. No problem. Quincy Johnson has another kill. I'll tell you what. You look for who's going to be your new shining stars or major contributors, and Quincy Johnson just keeps playing excellent volleyball. Blocked at the net, but off the hands of the Pointers, and that will go the way of the Bobcat. 19-13. Michaela Killingsworth will be back to serve. Good serve. Put Emberly Kimes in a bad spot. She kept it alive, but couldn't do anything with it, and that set up the Bobcat offense, and they get a kill. 19-14. That ball just dropped. The ball's got a little bit of forward, like topspin to it. You can see how it would be difficult to handle. Johnson had a attempt at a kill there, well defended by the Bobcats. Caroline Gardner, she's laughing. She knows she mishit that one again. However, it landed beautifully right in no man's land, and the Bobcats couldn't do anything with it. And Caroline, a good kid, good enough to laugh at herself on that one. She'll take the kill any way you get it. Good stuff. 20-14 Van Buren, and this may be an ace. No, well done by the Bobcats to keep it alive and get it back over. Caroline Gardner attacking from the opposite side. Well defended. Nope, she'll get a kill. She'll have at least her third kill of the night. 21-14 Van Buren, and Macy Goodwin back to serve. Macy had quite a run while ago serving. That ball's absolute knuckleball, no spin whatsoever. No problem for the Bobcats. Emberly Kimes on the attack, but blocked at the net. Van Buren keeps it alive, attacks from the middle, and Carly Freeman puts that one in the net. 21-15. Lakin Talley back to serve. Kimberly Kimes will have an opportunity to kill, and she will get it. It deflected off a Bobcat player attempting to block it, but deflected out of bounds on the Bobcat side, 22-15. Carly Freeman now serving. 3 points away from winning this match. Service error, 22-16. Pointers bring in Isabella Peters. Bobcats having some substitution confusion, but Natalie Anderson will end up serving the ball. It's an offensive opportunity for Kimberly Kimes, and that's going to be paid off more times than it's not. 23-16. She has at least 9 kills. Again, I don't trust my bookkeeping further than I can throw it, but Cameron Waters back to serve, 2 points away from winning this match. Good back set for the Bobcats. Good reaction time over there by Annabeth. And that's 24-16. We have our first match point. Cameron Waters back to serve. Good serve with some side spin on it. Bobcats couldn't do much offensively with that. Pointers will set up Kimes, who tries the touch shot, but well defended. Bobcats just have to get it back over. Great diving effort. Macy Goodwin kept that ball alive. That should have been a dead ball, but great hustle on her part. Here comes Kimberly Kimes. Oh, good defense. These two teams playing this volley like it could be the last one. Kimberly Kimes with another shot. Well defended there by Lexi Pittman. That is inbounds, they say. Okay, 24-17. So we still have match point, but now it will be with the ball being served by Berryville. Lexi Pittman, senior libero. Good job by Isabella Peters handling that, and that's a great dump shot right there for Annabeth Crabtree. Her kill will end this match. 25-12, 25-12, and 25-17. Pointers kind of right the wrongs from last night where they got swept by Rogers. Come in here and sweep Berryville. Their next game, the Pointers' next game, is at Prairie Grove on August 31, which I believe is next Monday. And as I mentioned, the next home game will be that following Thursday, September the 3rd. So congratulations to the Lady Pointers. They'll go to 1-1 on the year. This is Pointer Media. I'm Jay Baker. We're glad to have you tonight. Look forward to seeing you Friday night for the Battle of the Bone live from Alma, Arkansas. This is Pointer Media. Have a great night.